Think about that moment of complete silence when a good man finally walks away. For a long time, you gave everything. You offered patience, understanding, and unconditional support. You were the one who stayed up late, wondering what you did wrong, trying to fix a relationship that felt like a constant uphill battle. You tolerated the coldness, the sudden shifts in mood, and the feeling that you were never quite enough. Then, something inside you shifted. You realized your worth. You stopped chasing, and you quietly stepped out of the cycle. When you make that choice, a strange and intense reaction happens on the other side. The woman who treated you like you were disposable suddenly enters a state of absolute panic. This video will look directly behind the mask of a narcissistic woman to examine exactly what happens when a good man stops pursuing her. By looking at this dynamic, you will understand the hidden psychological collapses that occur within her system. You will see why your departure causes such chaos in her mind. And more importantly, you will find validation for your pain, clarity for your confusion, and the strength to realize that your decision to leave was the ultimate act of self-preservation. 1. The collapse of the mirroring dynamic. A narcissistic woman completely depends on what other people think about her to feel good. She does not have a real, solid personality on the inside. Instead, she looks at your reactions to figure out her own value. When you were chasing her, your constant attention made her feel like she was the most important person in the world. Because you are a genuinely nice guy, your attention was clean and honest. You praised her, you texted her constantly, and you always tried to please her. Every time you did these things, you gave her a clear picture of herself. That picture showed a woman who was absolutely perfect and desired by everyone. The second you decide to stop chasing her, that daily validation disappears instantly. You are not just walking away from a bad relationship. You are taking away her daily mental fuel. This sudden change creates an immediate emergency in her mind. She looks at herself and finds absolutely nothing there. She used to feel special because you treated her like she was special. Now that you are gone, she has no idea who she is supposed to be. She does not know how to value herself without your constant compliments. This realization makes her incredibly uncomfortable. She realizes that her entire confidence was just a reaction to your effort. Without you around to chase her, she feels completely invisible. She panics because she cannot stand looking at her own empty reality. Your absence leaves her stuck with a quiet, boring life she hates. This is exactly why she starts acting crazy when you cut her off. She is not missing your personality or your jokes. She is missing the way you made her feel about herself. She wants that high opinion back immediately. Your departure completely breaks her daily routine of feeling superior to everyone else. She realizes she needs someone to look at her with devotion, just to feel alive. When you take that devotion away, her fake confidence drops to zero. 2. The activation of childhood attachment trauma. This panic goes back to the way she grew up as a child. Most narcissistic women experienced a lot of emotional neglect when they were young. Their parents either ignored them or only showed love when they achieved something big. They learned early on that people cannot be trusted to stay around. When a good man like you shows up, you offer real warmth and consistency. This healthy love actually scares her because she has never experienced it before. Her brain tells her that your kindness is a trick or something that will end badly. She cannot handle the vulnerability of being loved normally. To protect herself, She starts treating you badly, on purpose. She tests you by ignoring your calls, picking fights, and acting completely cold. She wants to see how much bad behavior you will take before you finally pack your bags. She is trying to prove her own negative beliefs right. The moment you actually stop chasing her, her entire testing game blows up in her face. You reached your limit and chose your own peace of mind over her drama. This choice triggers her old childhood fears of being left alone in the world. The panic, you see, is her reacting to that old childhood pain. She did not want you to leave. She just wanted to keep testing your loyalty forever. Now she realizes that her bad behavior actually drove away a guy who truly cared. She is stuck with the exact outcome she was trying to avoid from the very beginning. Her defense plan completely ruined her life. She panics because she knows she caused her own loneliness this time. She cannot blame a bad childhood anymore because she watched herself push you away. This creates a terrible loop of anxiety in her mind that she cannot stop. Her mind becomes a very dark place because her biggest fear came true. She realized too late that good men do not stay around to be abused. Your departure proves that her bad attitude will always keep her completely alone. 3. The core shame nightmare. Deep inside every narcissistic woman is a massive amount of hidden shame. She secretly feels like she is a deeply flawed and unlovable person. To survive this horrible feeling, she built a loud, arrogant personality to convince the world she is perfect. She spends every single day running away from her own low self-esteem. When she deals with toxic men, it is very easy for her to avoid this shame. Those men treat her badly, so she can easily point her finger at them when things break down. She can tell her friends that the guy was a jerk and that she did absolutely nothing wrong. But everything changes when she loses a genuinely good man. You did not cheat on her, you did not lie, and you did not play games. You treated her with total respect and patience until you simply could not take the disrespect anymore. This changes the entire situation. Because you were good to her, she cannot use her usual excuses to blame you. She cannot pretend you were the problem when everyone knows you were incredibly patient. This leaves her with only one option. She has to look at her own behavior. Your departure forces her to see that she is the toxic person. This is her absolute worst nightmare. She can no longer pretend she is the innocent victim in her relationships. The truth is right in front of her face, and it says that her attitude destroyed something beautiful. She panics because she cannot run away from her own guilt. The anxiety she shows is a desperate attempt to avoid this internal truth. She will do anything to keep from admitting that she ruined the relationship. She is terrified of the fact that she has to live with her own toxic choices. Your departure strips away all her excuses and leaves her completely exposed to herself. She can no longer hide behind her fake perfection. She is stuck knowing that a good man left her simply because she was too difficult to love. 4. Loss of the reality anchor. A narcissistic woman lives in a world built entirely on lies, gossip, and constant drama. She is always manipulating people, changing her stories, and managing different secrets. This way of living is incredibly exhausting and creates a lot of silent stress in her mind. She constantly feels like everything might fall apart. To keep from losing her mind, she needs a stable partner who lives in the real world. You were that stable partner for her. Your honest life, your calm emotions, and your predictable schedule gave her a safe place to rest. You were the only normal thing in her highly chaotic life. Even when she was lying to you or treating you poorly, she relied on your stability. She knew that no matter how much drama she created outside, you would always be there to offer a calm home. You kept her grounded without even realizing it. The exact day you stop chasing her, you completely remove that safety net from her life. She is suddenly dropped right back into her own chaotic mind without any help. She no longer has a calm person to talk to when her own lies catch up with her. This creates an immediate feeling of total confusion and mental dizziness for her. Her brain cannot handle the constant drama without your calm presence to balance things out. She panics because her fake world starts crashing down on her all at once. She realizes that you were the one holding her life together this whole time. Without your steady support, she starts making worse decisions and feeling completely overwhelmed by normal life. She is forced to deal with the messy consequences of her own daily actions. The panic you see is the fear of a person who is completely lost. She took your peace of mind and used it to fix her own mess. Now that you took your peace back, she is drowning in her own self-made problems. 5. The collapse of the salvation fantasy. Even though she acts like she is better than everyone, a narcissistic woman secretly feels like a helpless victim. She believes life has been completely unfair to her and that she deserves special treatment. She carries a secret fantasy that a perfect man will show up and fix her entire life. In her mind, this man is supposed to love her so much that he will accept any amount of abuse. She expects him to stay through every single fight, tolerate every lie, and never complain. She thinks this ultimate tolerance will somehow cure her internal unhappiness. You were the man who actually showed up with that kind of deep, patient love. You tried your best to make her happy and fix her bad days, but instead of being grateful, she saw your kindness as permission to treat you even worse. She kept pushing you to see when you would break. When you finally stopped chasing her, that entire dream of being saved vanishes instantly. Your departure proves to her that real life does not work like her secret fantasy. She learns the hard way that even the nicest men have boundaries they will not cross. This realization causes a massive wave of panic because her final hope is gone. She understands that no one is going to change her life or fix her internal sadness. She is fully responsible for her own misery, and that thought terrifies her to the core. She panics because she knows she had the perfect partner, and she threw him away for nothing. She cannot look forward to the future anymore because she knows she will just repeat the same mistakes. Her dream of a perfect, easy life is permanently dead. Your exit forces her to realize that she is her own worst enemy. She is stuck in a dark place of her own making, knowing that her bad attitude drove away the only person who actually wanted to help her. 6. Chronological panic. A narcissistic woman usually thinks that she will stay young, attractive, and popular forever. She treats her looks and her social status like powers that will never fade away. Because of this arrogance, she assumes she can treat people badly now and just fix it later when she feels like it. She treated you like a temporary option while she went out to look for something better. She assumed you would just sit on the sideline and wait for her to finish playing games. She never imagined a scenario where you would actually move on with your life without her. The moment you stop chasing her and turn your back, you completely shatter that arrogant timeline. Your departure is a loud alarm clock that wakes her up to reality. It forces her to see that time is passing quickly, and she is losing her best years. She watches you move forward into a happier, healthier life, while she stays stuck in her old habits. This creates a massive amount of age-related panic in her mind. She realizes her looks will change, and her usual tricks will stop working on people. She looks at her life and sees a long history of broken relationships and lonely nights. She panics because she realizes she is running out of people to manipulate. The fear of growing old alone with her bitter attitude completely takes over her thoughts. This is a very realistic panic about her long-term survival. She knows that young men will not tolerate her drama forever, and older men want peace. She realizes she blew her best shot at a stable future when she lost you. Your departure leaves her staring at a very lonely future. She panics because she knows she has nothing real to show for all her years of games. She is stuck with the terrifying reality that time won, and she lost everything. When you look at these 6 areas of collapse, you can see that her panic has absolutely nothing to do with genuine love for you. It is the panic of a collapsing system that completely ran out of options. You must understand this clearly, so you can release any lingering guilt or desire to go back and fix things. You cannot fix a structure that is designed to destroy itself. Your departure was not a cruel act. It was a necessary boundary that restored your dignity, your peace, and your future. You are a good man, and your capacity to love deeply is a massive strength that belongs to someone who will cherish it, protect it, and reflect it back to you with equal sincerity. Thank you so much for watching this video until the very end. Your time and your healing journey matter immensely. If this content provided you with the clarity, validation, and strength you needed today, please consider sharing your own story in the comments below, as your experiences can help someone else who is still feeling trapped in the fog. Please share this video with anyone who might currently be doubting their worth or struggling to walk away from a toxic dynamic. Stay strong, keep focusing on your own path, and remember your true value.